What is up, guys? So the promotional images for the first pre-crisis episode of The Flash came out a couple days ago, and I didn't make a video about it because I didn't think there was really anything to talk about. However, there's one image that I just didn't notice had all of these details that really confirm a lot about the new Earth, Earth Prime, with the combination of Earth-1, Earth, the Black Lightning, and Earth-38, but maybe a couple others, as this timeline that I show here maybe shows us. With that in mind, I'll be breaking that down and then talk about something that David Ramsey said about the series finale of Arrow that I think could be very interesting. With that in mind, let's begin. This timeline goes from 2014 to 2019, but we don't actually see anything from 2019, so it's really 2014 to 2018. And there might be a couple things that are drastically different. First of all, literally the first thing we see is that it says that the particle accelerator exploded in 2014, which is different because in the original timeline, or Earth-1 that is, not the original timeline, or the Earth-1 we've been following, that happened in December 2013, not 2014. So unless they're just coupling them together because it is December, it's the end of the year, there is a big difference here, as maybe Earth Prime retconned it so that the particle accelerator exploded in 2014. It then says that something invaded some city. I'm guessing that's the Mirakuru army invading Star City or Starling City, because that did happen around that time as well. And then it says Barry wakes up from the coma, becomes the Flash, and Sarah Diggle is born. And that's really what it says about 2014. And I think the biggest thing about that is that it's a drastic change since the particle accelerator originally exploded. Well, originally is 2020, but in the timeline we've been following, 2013. So then there's 2015. First of all, we see that Bruce Wayne left Gotham in 2015. That is the same as Earth-1, where Bruce Wayne and Batman both left in 2015, which didn't seem to raise any eyebrows, except for Kara Danvers, who already knew that they were the same person. But yeah, that's what happens. Then Supergirl debuts in National City, which happened around October 2015. And then this might be something that's different. Rip Hunter recruits the Legends on Earth-1, or at least in terms of when it was released. Legends of Tomorrow Episode 1 came out in January 2016. However, this says that they formed in 2015, unless the release date didn't exactly coincide with when the episode took place. Then this is a retcon, as they formed in 2016 on Earth-1, but here it might have been just a couple of weeks earlier, but it was a full calendar year earlier, as it was in 2015. So then there's 2016. First, we see that Barry and Kara teams up, which is accurate to Earth-1, where Barry on Earth-1 ran to Earth-38 during 2016, but this is going to be different, not only because he runs to a different universe, Earth Prime, and he goes to National City, but also he probably knows Supergirl, he definitely knows Superman, and that's the difference there between this world and the worlds we saw previously. Then it says Zoom's army invades, which did indeed happen in 2016, but it also says that he's not from Earth-2. This is very interesting, probably the most interesting thing from the entire timeline, since why would Zoom not be from Earth-2? Earth-2 is still around, and yes, now the multiverse are not able to communicate with each other, but back then they would have been, so I don't really know why he's not from Earth-2, unless they're going to reveal that Earth-2, along with Earth-1, Earth Black Lightning, and Earth-38, was one of the universes that combined into Earth Prime, which I really think it should be. If it is, then I think there are certain characters that they could bring into Earth Prime, like Laura Lance from Earth-2, who is already on Earth Prime, but I think she's going to end up being revealed to be a combination between the Earth-1 and Earth-2 Laurels. There's also Harry Wells, Jesse Quick. I think Gorilla City should be on Earth Prime now, since it is in the comics. It is on the main universe, not on an alternate universe, so I think that those things should be amalgamated into Earth Prime, and because of that, Zoom can't be from Earth-2, since Earth-2 in this new multiverse was never had a Hunter Zolomon, so instead he's from Earth-1, and he was created by the Singularity. The Singularity was not a portal to another universe. Instead, it was some dark matter explosion or something maybe that gave certain villains and certain heroes powers, including Zoom. Still in 2016, the Dominator invasion happens, which again is accurate to the original timeline, Earth-1, but the next thing that they say isn't this, along with Zoom, is probably the most telling thing about the whole timeline. It says that the Ray debuts, which basically confirms that there is not just 3, there is more universes that were amalgamated into Earth Prime that we don't know about, like there's Earth-1, Earth-38, Earth Black Lightning, even Earth-2, but maybe also Earth-X, because why else would the Ray debut here? Why else would would the Ray exist on Earth Prime, unless Earth X, along with certain other universes, was amalgamated into Earth Prime that we didn't know about. This would mean that the Ray, maybe Red Tornado, maybe even the Freedom Fighters as a whole, all exist on Earth Prime, in spite of the fact that there's no new Reich or something like that, but the Ray does exist, which again basically confirms that Earth X was amalgamated, which is cool because in the comics, Earth X was indeed one of the 5 remaining universes that combined and amalgamated into the new Earth. So then there's 2017, where the only thing they write down is the Crisis on Earth X crossover. However, this definitely means something, since Earth X doesn't exist. It was amalgamated into Earth Prime, which we could clearly see based on the fact that the Ray debuts in 2016, but also because of what they write here. It says Barry and Iris get married, but that's interrupted by traveling Nazis, and what I'm guessing is being obscured by Allegra is the word time. I'm guessing that in this version of the crossover, which probably would have been called Crisis on Earth Prime or something, we have not multiverse hopping Nazis from Earth X, but instead time traveling Nazis, probably from World War II, and that's going to be a drastic change to Earth Prime, as the crossover Crisis on Earth X probably would have been Crisis on Earth Prime. And finally, we have 2018, the final year that we see. We do see that they wrote down 2019 as well, but that's being obscured. I'm guessing what they wrote down there is that the multiverse was destroyed, as they think it was, and Oliver Queen died, maybe a couple other things, but in 2018, other things happened. We see certain things from Supergirl, Black Lightning, and Batwoman. First of all, for Supergirl, we see a big event from Supergirl Season 4, where the president, Olivia Marsden, was exposed as an alien. So that happened in Earth Prime. This confirms that the previous president was Olivia Marsden until she was exposed as an alien, and she probably resigned or something like that, which means that the Season 4 of Supergirl's storyline did happen, except for the Lex Luthor part, since at the end, he was exposed as a villain and the world didn't like him. However, in Earth Prime, he is a hero. He works, or he actually owns the DEO, so that part of the season was drastically different, but the storyline with Olivia Marsden was intact. So also in 2018, Black Lightning came out right at the beginning, which means that Black Lightning Returned probably should have been over Olivia Marsden exposed as alien, because that did happen in 2018, but like in October 2018 as opposed to Black Lightning returning in January. But I'm guessing since we're only seeing like half the whiteboard or the clear board as we see, I'm guessing in the first half it will say when Black Lightning became Black Lightning, when he debuted, and when he left Vigilantism, which I'm pretty sure on Earth Black Lightning was 2005 when he became Black Lightning, and then 2011 when he quit, and then in 2018 when he returned. Then Thunder debuts, and I'm guessing under 2019 it says Lightning debuts as well, and finally in 2018 Batwoman debuts, and that's basically the entirety of the timeline. So big changes, some certain things that might be retconned to maybe happen earlier, like the Legends forming, or maybe later like the particle accelerator exploding, and maybe confirming that Earth-2 and Earth-X were amalgamated into Earth Prime. There's also like an image of a map of the world showing all the places where they are now that all these worlds are amalgamated. Basically, all of this is just for the fans, I'm guessing, just to tell us and like just to really explain how the timeline works and how the world works. However, since we don't really see much of the map, I'm not going to go into it here, and if we do see more of it, I'm going to talk about it once the episode comes out. With that in mind, I also want to talk about an interview with David Ramsey about the series finale of Arrow, where he practically confirms that something huge will be happening Green Lantern-wise. So, David Ramsey recently had an interview with TV Line where he was asked if there's going to be any last hint about Green Lantern in the series finale, and he basically said yes, 100%. He was also then asked about the upcoming Green Lantern TV show, and he said that he actually talked to Greg Berlanti about it, and they have a great plan, and it sounds fantastic, and he also says that he's very excited for the show, which might hint that he's going to be on this show. I don't know. It seems like maybe by the tease from the ending of Crisis, it could have been the 2011 movie, but it also could be the upcoming Green Lantern TV show, and maybe the Earth-12 version of John Diggle, who's maybe also Jon Stewart, will appear on it. We don't know at this point, but I do think that could be interesting. But as for the series finale, it's pretty clear we're going to get something big. I do think they probably should have done something in the Crisis. Like, it would have been so cool if in the final battle with the Anti-Monitor, like right at the end, so they don't really have to use his powers all that much, a ring just flies onto John's finger and becomes a Green Lantern and helps attack the Anti-Monitor. I do think that not only would have been the best time to do that, but also in the Crisis, it would have been been, I think, very cool if they retconned it so that he's not John Diggle, he's John Stewart, or at the very least, John Diggle Stewart. Diggle could be either a middle name or a nickname, because he already has been called Diggle, or Dig, or something along those lines, so maybe they can say that he's not John Diggle, he's John Diggle Stewart. I think that would have been really, that could be cool. That might be being something that we're going to be seeing in the series finale, but whatever it is, I'm hoping it's more on the actual he becoming Green Lantern side, as opposed to another hint that we see in the series finale. I'm hoping that something happens, but if it does, I'm definitely really excited, especially since he's appearing after the series finale in The Flash, so maybe we're going to be something there with Green Lantern. So anyway, that's it for this breakdown in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about everything I talked about, Earth-2, Earth-X, all the timeline changes, and Green Lantern. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you like this video, make sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.